Hello friends, welcome to this video lesson. Today we are going to discuss another topic, that is family as an agency of education. Before starting our discussion, let me to introduce myself. I Dr. Niradhar, Associate Professor, School of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Welcome you all to this video lesson. As you know that we are discussing one of the course of your BA General program. This course is from education subject, and this is the first semester course. The course code is BESC 131 and course title is Education, Concept, Nature and Perspectives. In this course total 16 modules are there, and presently we are in the third module. The title of third module is Agencies of Education. In this module, you will find 4 important lessons. First is family as an agency of education. Today we are going to discuss. And second lesson is school as an agency of education. Third lesson is community and media as agencies of education. We have clubbed here community with media as agencies of education, and really speaking both are independent agency of education. Community as an agency of education and media is also as an agency of education, and further state as an agency of education. So friends, in this module mostly we will discuss about what are the different agencies and what are the different agencies that help the child, help the student, help the learner for getting experiences and getting education. Just like when the child enter in the formal schooling, they get education, they come contact with the teacher, with the peer, with the groups, they involve themselves in school based discussions, curriculum based participation, and at the same time they also involve themselves in different types of activities. So here school plays as an agency for providing education, for providing life experiences to the learners. Accordingly, family is also one of the agency, because at the early stage of life, starting from infancy till starting the formal education, or you can say family is a permanent source of agency of education, that we receive many experiences, many knowledge in our family when we come contact with the members of the family. Okay. So, that is why family plays an important role for molding the child and at the same time for providing education to the child. Then accordingly community and media also another 2 agencies. When we come contact with the society, with the community, different social group, different community group, we also get educated and we also get many experiences. Accordingly, media is also another agency of education. When we come contact with different media, we get information, we get knowledge, and our knowledge horizon it get widened when we go through different media. Okay. It may be television, it may be radio, it may be print, it may be non-print, it may be electronic media, okay. It may be only on it may be online sources, even if it may be magazine, journal, and it may be newspaper. We get many information, many knowledge, okay. That information and knowledge may be related to science and technology, may be related to education, may be related to health, and may be related to entertainment and other sports, games and sports and other areas also. So, that is why media is also one of the agencies of education, and further we can say that state is also an agency of education. It also helps the individual, help the child for getting education, because education is in the concurrent list in our country. So, that is why it is the responsibility of the state and it is the responsibility of the country to provide education to the citizens. Okay. So, that is why state formulate the policies, develop many schemes, many projects, and state take the responsibility for providing education to the children, to the citizen. Okay. I can just give the example of RTE Act, Right to Education Act 2009. So, accordingly Right to Education Act, it is the responsibility of the state that now education is a fundamental, you can say, right of the individual, of the children, that state will provide compulsory elementary education up to the age from 6 to 14 or up to the completion of class 8. So, that is why this module is one of the very important modules so far as your course is concerned. So, in this module we will be discussing 5 different agencies of education: family, school, community, media and state. Now, let us go forward, as today we are going to discuss family as an agency of education. So, let me to focus upon certain learning outcomes, and our effort will be to achieve these learning outcomes after going through this video lesson. First of all, you will be able to explain the concept of agencies of education, then you will be able to classify different agencies of education, you will be able to describe the characteristics of family as an agency of education, then you will be able to discuss the role of family as an agency of education for the development and education of the child. I am hopeful that at the end of this video lesson, you will definitely achieve these learning outcomes. Let us go forward. Our discussion will start in understanding the agencies of education. We can say that during the entire period of life, human beings come in contact with various institutions, okay, and they acquire educational experiences through these institutions. So, when I am talking about educational institutions, it means it may be a school, it may be a college, may be university. Even if the community and society is also institutions, family is also one of the institutions, state is also one of the institutions, and different stakeholders who contribute for the development of education of the child are also one institutions. Okay. So, here our focus is that why we have developed such institutions and what is the functions of these institutions for the development of education of the child. And we can say that the agencies of education can be classified into family, school, community, state, media, etc. and these are one institutions of education. Society has developed a number of specialized institutions to carry out the functions of education. Society has created school, and school has a definite role for molding behavior of the students, of the learner, and for developing the attitude of the learners, a positive outlook of the learners, and to bring them to the mainstream of the society. Further, among the agencies, some are formal agencies of education, whereas others are informal agencies of education. In the next slides, we will try to understand that what are the agencies that we call that they are the formal agencies of education, and which agencies we call that is they are the informal agencies of education, and why they are called as informal agencies of education, and why other agencies are called as the formal agencies of education. Let us go forward. Friends, here you see we have classified the agencies of education, that is in 2 categories. First is formal agencies of education and the second is informal agencies of education. Under formal agencies of education, we can say that school, libraries, picture galleries, games, cinema, educational programs on radio and television, etc. You see, it may be the example of school, library, picture galleries, games, cinema, educational programs that comes in TV and radio. This is formal agencies of education because that formally linked with our life, associated with our life for our development, for the development of our education, for the development of modification of our behavior. The another form of education or another agency of education, that is informal agencies of education. In informal agencies of education, we can just take the name just like family, community, religion, marketplace, fairs and exhibitions, media, free play, etc. Friends, we have already discussed the formal agencies of education, but here in informal agencies of education, you see family as an informal agency of education, because when we come contact with our family, we come contact with the senior member of the family, our siblings and junior member of the family, and mostly we observe what is going on in the family. We observe the culture, we observe the custom, we observe the family traditions, we observe the day to day happening which is going on in the family, okay? And we learn many things, we get information, we get knowledge, and we get many experiences from our own observation from the family, and those experiences further we use it in our formal education life, that means in school life, okay? And further community, when we come contact with our community, with our society, different social groups, we also come to know about the customs, the culture and the societal practices, how people live, how people take decision, how things are happening in a group. So, that is why community is also one of the informal agency of education. Then religion, though religion is a very personal matter, still then religion helps us for our spiritual development, okay? So, that is why we also learn many things from our religious practices. Then marketplace, when we visit marketplace, we also learn many things. We learn many things from different fairs and exhibitions, from media, free play, etc. So, this is one of the classification, that is classification of agencies of education, that is formal agency of education and informal agency of education. Another classification of agencies of education, that we can say that is active agency of education and passive agency of education. Now, let us try to understand what are the active agency of education and what are the passive agency of education. Active agency of education, just like school, family, community, religion, state, social club, games, entertainment programs, etc. Here you see, when we deal such things or when we come contact with such agencies, just like when we come contact in school, in family, when we come contact with the community members or the social members, when we practice our own religion, when we come contact with the state machineries, then different types of, when we become a member in a social club and when we engage ourselves in different social activities through that social club, and when we engage ourselves in different games and sports, then also in different entertainment programs. So, here actively an individual, a child actively involved in such agencies. So, that is why friends, it is called as active agencies of education. And the other side is the passive agency of education. We can say cinema, television, radio, newspaper, magazines, marketplace, etc. So, these are the passive agencies of education, though these are the agencies of education, but in our day to day life, definitely we come contact with such agencies, but in comparison to the active agencies of education, our engagement in such things in the passive agencies of educations are comparatively less, some extent less, but definitely we get knowledge and information, experiences through television, through cinema, through radio, through newspaper or from different media, through magazines, and when we visit different places through marketplace and other types of places also. Now, let us try to focus upon family as an agency of education, as today's lesson is focused upon family. Here you see, family is an oldest and basic and fundamental unit of human society. Family nurtures and grooms the child. Family help for the development of the child, for the grooming of the child, and family also nurture, because at the stage of infancy, at the stage of early years of life of human child, it is the family that they take care. It may be parents, it may be senior member of the family, it may be the siblings. They nurture the child, they develop the child, and they help the child for developing a positive attitude to live in this society. Okay. And they help to transform from animal tendency to human tendency. Okay. every individual born with certain animal tendencies, and it is the family that it helps the child to practice human tendency, to learn human tendency, and develop human tendency from the animal tendencies. Then further, child learns in family different types of culture, customs, values, etc. Here you see we practice values in our family, so that is why when the child observe it, they also practice different values. We practice our culture, every family is having their own culture. So that is why here the transmission of culture from one generation to other generation, it happens in the family. Okay. Family observe the things that how the grandparents are doing, how the parents are doing, and how the siblings are doing. Then accordingly, by observation they learn many things and they practice it in their life. Then socialization of the child starts with the family. It is the family that it helps the child for becoming a social being, or to for the social development of the child. And family plays a very important role in playing foundation of the child's personality in terms of physical, emotional, social, moral, and cognitive developments. Then further, to focus upon the characteristics of family as an agency of education, we can say that family is universal, it is found all over the world. Friends, you can take the example of our society, our Indian society, you can take the example of American society, British society, and other types of society. Okay. Society in any country, everywhere you will find that there is the concept of family. Okay. They live together, they believe in certain things, they practice values, and knowledge transmits, experiences transmit, societal practices transmit, family culture and practices transmit from one generation to other generation. So that is why the concept of family is a type of universal concept. Then family consists of a definite number of persons living together, having blood relation or otherwise among themselves. You can take the example of in a family, mostly in a joint family, we live together. Grandparents are staying with us, our parents are staying with us, siblings are also staying with us, and together we live, together we groom, together we cooperate. So in this way we become socialized, and in this way we groom ourselves. And further we can say that family is a miniature of the society. Society is a larger entity, you can say, and in society family is just a small entity. So that is why we can say family is a small form of the society. Okay. Family is a miniature of the society, because the societal practices, group living, common living, okay, that also we practice, that also we understand from our family. So that is why we can say family is a miniature of the society, and we can also say school is also a miniature of the society. Values of a society are adopted and practiced in the family. Friends, the values that we practice in the society, we adopt in the society, we learn it from the family. Okay. The senior members of the family, our grandparents and our parents, they teach us about the right values. Okay. What values we are supposed to practice in our life for the betterment of the human society and the entire civilization, you can say. Further, family plays an important role in molding the personality of the child by facilitating his or her all-round development. Family helps the child for their all-round development. Further, we can say that child develops a sense of responsibility in the family. Generally, adult members of the family have greater responsibility than the children. So, a sense of responsibility, it really starts, it really develops from the family. Every child, they develop a type of sense that they have certain responsibility for the family, they have certain responsibility for the community and society, and in a larger context, they have also the responsibility for nation building. They have also the responsibility for the development of the country. Okay. It may be at the global level, it may be at the national level, it may be at the local level. They understand their responsibility. Okay. And these responsibilities are groomed. from the very beginning of the family. And further we can say family is one of the active agencies of education for inculcating desirable social values among the children for leading effective social life. Family is the first institution from where the child gets formal recognition to be a member of the society. So, family make you to recognize that yes, you are an active member of the society. So, that is why family provide you that recognition, and that recognition is very much important for you for living your life, for creating a type of individual concept or for grooming yourself in the society. Now, let us try to understand that already we have discussed. Just to recapitulate again, that what are the different role of family as an agency of education that work for the development of the child. Just like it educates the child by inculcating positive attitude, developing moral and social values and desirable skills for social interaction. I have already said that positive attitudes are developed in the family, moral values and social values are developed in the family, and at the same time, by observing the things, you can say the young generation or the young mind in the family, they also develop many skills, many desirable skills for living their life. That's called as the life skills. They learn it, they acquire it, and they practice it in the family. Further, it teaches the child about the culture, tradition and customs of the society, and also teaches him or her fellow feeling, love and sense of living together. It helps in physical, mental and emotional development of the child. I was talking earlier that family works for the all round development of the child, for the development of for the physical development of the child, for the development of our intellect, that is the mental development of the child, then the emotional and social development of the child. Whether the child has received or got the emotional development or not, emotional maturity or not, social development or not, whether he or she is able to understand the societal practices or not, and how to behave in a society or not, and at the same time it is called as your parents, or particularly your mother is the first teacher, because mother nurtures you and mother teaches you that how to live your life. Okay, though it is not formal education, still then you learn many things from your mother, from your parents, and in the further life when you come in the school, the teaching of your mother, the grooming of your mother, that help you for preparing yourself a good human being for the society. Further, we can say that family facilitates for the socialization of the child. It identifies the interest of the child and accordingly to provides him or her opportunities to develop his or her interest. Every individual in this society are different in terms of their attitude, in terms of their beliefs, in terms of their mental developments are concerned, in terms of their physical development are concerned, and in terms of their willpower and interest, in aptitude, in intelligence. So, that is why you can say that every individual is having same interest, okay, same aptitude. So, that is why here family is a place that provides right opportunity to the child as per their need, as per their interest. Okay. Further, it not only provides the child basic necessities, but also prepares him or her for future living. It is not just the child, at the same time it teaches the child for future living. It makes the child ready for formal schooling also. Okay. I have already said that all those experiences that the child get from the school, further these experiences they link it in the school curriculum, in the school life. So, that is why when you will analyze the content of the school, you will find that most of the content are related with our societal practices, most of the content are related with our family living. So, that is why friends, the experiences that you are getting from the family definitely that are helping you for your formal education. Further, we can say that family develops among the children a sense of patriotism towards the country, to love the nation, to love, you can say, the society, and further in a very large scale to love to the entire humanity, to love to the entire universe. It is the family. It is the, you can say, important role of the family that family plays. Then family, they understand their duties and responsibilities to the society, not only the duties, rather the responsibilities, not only the rights, rather the duties and the responsibilities. Further, family develops in them respect for human life and dignity, encourage them to preserve, transmit family values and culture. It also provides, or it also groom, it also teach the child that how they will preserve, at the same time how they will transmit their culture from one generation to other generation, that is from grandparents to their parents and from parents to their children, and further develop in them interest and positive attitude towards people, towards society, towards the entire human society. Now, I have already said that so far as the all-round development of the child is concerned, mostly what family does. The role of family is for bringing physical development among the children, social development among the children, then we can say mental development among the children, then emotional development among the children, then further moral and spiritual development among the children. So, that is why the all-round development of personality, it also happens in the family. Further, it also happens in the school, but it starts from the very informal agency of education, that is from the family. Now, let us recapitulate and let us go through certain questions. I am very much hopeful that this video lesson and the content which is given in your self-learning material will help you a lot for answering these questions. Just like explain the concept of agencies of education, what do you mean by the agencies of education, what is the concept of it, you can able to explain it, and further classify different agencies of education. We have already discussed that what are the different agencies of education and how we can classify these agencies of education. It may be school, it may be home, it may be media, it may be state, it may be community. How we can classify it so far as active agency of education and passive agencies of education, and further formal agencies of education and informal agency of education. And further, the another question for your practice, that is describe the characteristics of family as an agency of education. So, what are the different characteristics of family that act as an agency of education? And further, another question for your practice, that is discuss the role of family as an agency for all-round development of the child. So, here what is the role of the family, what family really does for the overall, for the all-round development of the child. It may be physical development, it may be social development, it may be intellectual development or mental development, it may be development of values. Okay. So, all such things that you can answer from this video lesson and the part content. In our next session, we will discuss the other agency of education. Thank you.